He started from the bottom as a foster child, and now he's sold over $500,000 over the last 12 months, and he's done over 1 million on Amazon in a 12-month period during the chlorine days, which we'll talk about that. Welcome to the podcast, Cody.
Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast. Hear the stories of Amazon sellers crushing it in the game and keep up with the latest strategies that are working. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you truly try and work really hard, you will make a ridiculous amount of money selling on Amazon.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy selling on Amazon. It's hard work. You have to put the work in. But I mean, dude, I imagine you probably made like $200,000-300K profit that year. You did $1 million with chlorine at least.
You did real well. Yeah, that was a crazy year.
And I bet it was really easy, right? Like you didn't have to work hard at all. It's just like money was printed. You don't have to.
We hired Uber drivers, and
yeah, man.
We hired a lady from church in her 50s. She's hauling around these 40-pound things of chlorine, and I'll never forget those days.
Break us down. Like, what was the buy cost? What were you selling them for? What was your margin?
Geez, on the spot, I don't. Let's see if I can
I could probably help you because I was doing
one that Sam.
I was buying them for 100, and I was flipping them for 220, 230.
Yeah,
but if you got in early enough, you would flip them for 300.
Do you know Jake? He's the one who I was in a group chat with him. Flip Miles preaches to get in group chats. Yeah, and I think that's great advice.
Me and Jake were texting like every day about that.
Yeah. Crazy times. He would send.
If you guys are listening, Google U-Haul truck on fire, California chlorine.
Don't Google that. That's sad. That's some sad stuff, man. I'm so glad that didn't happen to me because he was like, "Yeah, I just got an Amex and paid it or whatever."
You know what's crazy? Even after all that, he probably had to pay $60K for all that. And he was still probably operating at like a 25-30% margin.
Crazy times, man.
Mm-hmm. He was operating at probably like a 50 to 60% margin because he was flipping them for like 330.
Mm-hmm.
He got in early.
Yeah, those are good days.
Yeah, so you were paying people to Uber and go pick up this product. They could only buy 3 at a time.
I hired an Uber driver full time for weeks on end. Every day he would show up at my house and get my credit cards, and then he would go to Costco, Sam's Club, wherever, and he would go fill up his truck, bring him back, fill up his truck, bring him back. It was great times. Good.
You remember what your rolling 30 got up to?
I know we did a $30,000 day at some point. I know that was one of the big numbers. I don't remember all the other ones though. I mean, I'm sure it was up there. I'm sure it was 6 figures easy. I bet we did a couple 6-figure months that during that.
Yeah.
Those are the glory days though. And then I don't know if you have noticed or how in touch you are, but like a lot of people left the game after COVID stuff because during COVID it was so easy. I mean, you could just pull up any freaking thing and just telling people to buy it, and then it started to dry up some, and it got harder. And I think my wife and I have thrived since it's gotten harder. Like the margins are lower, but if you're willing to do the work, there's just money every freaking where, man. Like there's money everywhere. And I think the Amazon place is in a healthier spot right now than ever. Like for what my wife and I do, we do RA and OA, and we just got into a little bit of wholesale. But I don't know if you saw it on my story, but we got our first wholesale pallet in, which was exciting. But yeah, for what we do, it's a great time to be an Amazon seller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So break us down how you got started and how the listeners can get up to doing $1 million in sales in 12 months, or you're kind of cruising now, but you said the margin's good. You're at 500K, you're happy. So kind of walk us through how somebody can replicate those results or how you did it.
Yeah. So I was in insurance. We started an agency with a friend, and then before that I worked for the Big Red State Farm, and I did really well. I was really good at it, and I just kind of felt locked in, like I had to do that for the rest of my life. That kind of got me out of poverty, so to speak, like that, because I came up real humble, and selling insurance, I was like, well, all I gotta do is sell insurance and I can make freaking money. And so I worked crazy hours, and I was successful at that for probably 5 or 6 years. My boss came in and said, you gotta watch this Gary V thing. He was trying to hype me up. He showed me a Gary V video trying to hype me up to sell more insurance, and at the end he said, we're doing this 2017 flip challenge, And like he did this whole motivation thing, and then it was like this 20-second clip at the end. If you want to check out the 2017 flip challenge, follow the next video or something like that. And so I did, and I was like, wow, this is a big deal. And so we started selling weight equipment out of our garage, and then we did 17 return pallets from Target. We sold those on eBay back to back to back. We're selling them eBay and Facebook. And then I scanned one for Amazon, and I was like, wow, you can get a lot more money on Amazon. And so I tried it. And then, I mean, we've been Amazon junkies since, just chasing the next thing. So
Nice. How much do you make off those eBay pallets?
I thought I was making $1 million. Probably, I think we were paying $700 for each pallet. Probably getting that money back and then stacking up, enough to buy the next pallet. Because I mean, we didn't buy them all together. We bought them one and then cash flowed to the next one. I mean, I didn't have a clue what I was doing though. I mean, I literally didn't have a clue.
Yeah, dude, that's like the best when you're starting. Like you feel so successful for having your first sales. And you don't know how much you're making, but you're like, I know I got sales on Amazon. I'm a badass.
Yeah. I'll never forget. It was after that I had gotten lucky to be invited into a bolo group. It wasn't even really invited. It was just a guy that he was publicly doing it, and then he moved it to a private group, and I just was included because I was following. And there was this Gentile eye gel. I'll never forget this. I get cold chills thinking about it. And we were buying them for like $10 and selling them for like $50 or something. And I had never had a big, like, I think we hit our first 10K month when we were chasing the Gentile stuff. And my wife and I, we rode around your neck of the woods in Tennessee. We rode around Georgia, Alabama. I mean, we went everywhere and got these things. And I didn't even know to list them while we were driving them. And so I had this big stack of these Gentile eye drops, and I listed them. And then my Amazon seller app was just going ding, 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 and changed my life. I was like, man, I'm gonna make a free. I don't want to sell insurance anymore. I want to do this. And then later I mentioned I helped my buddy. There was an exit, and it was basically you start your own insurance agency now, or go do something else. And so I went and did something else. And so now we've been chasing the Amazon dream since.
So you did the eBay, you did the pallets on eBay, and then how long were you doing Amazon flips before like chlorine and all that came along?
Oh wow, we started in 2017. We did the early. I don't know if you were on any of the masks or some of the other. We did hand sanitizer and going into COVID, as COVID was. And we actually,
time I was like 2017, 2018. That's when I started thrifting.
Yeah, we got our account shut down during COVID because we sold so much hand sanitizer, like just an ungodly amount of hand sanitizer. I went to every Dollar Tree, Staples, a bunch of different places between here. I went over to Huntsville and north, and I mean, I remember looking back, and you have these memories, right? I had my entire van full of chlorine at one point. I had my entire van full of hand sanitizer at one point. We sold all, like, it was a crazy day. Because I remember laying it all out in our living room. We just had just an ungodly amount of hand sanitizer. We listed it, ding, 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 ding. It's all selling through, and then they shut our account down for selling that much, and that was a stressful time. But then we got it back, and we jumped through their hoops, and a friend that's in my group, he said, I'll help you. He actually said, give me 2 years worth of membership for free, and I'll help you get this. He does like what's it called, suspension stuff, and he did. In 24 hours, he had my account back up, and I was like, this is amazing. Like this is great. And
who was it?
I don't know if he'd want me to. I can send you his info.
Okay, cool. He's not public.
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Definitely hit me up because my mom's account.
I'll DM his info. I'm happy to connect you guys.
Yeah, my mom's account's still suspended, and
that's right. Yeah, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, we tried a lot. We're actually looking for like a sponsor for Miami Sellers Conference, like an account health specialist who's actually worth a damn.
Yeah.
And I wasn't too happy with Riverbend. People have had good success with them, but not for me. They kind of just went through like a blueprint, I guess, of what they do, and they said you're fucked afterwards. And so
did they still charge you the $2,000 or whatever?
Yeah, they didn't refund. I mean, they did their job, but like they kind of overpromised and underdelivered. Where other companies, when I talked to them about my situation, for everyone that doesn't know, my account was shut down this summer. I went through a lot of account shutdowns because of this business right here.
Grind hard, well done, sir, and welcome to the freaking Well Show.
I started a business where I would sell textbooks for people like 4 years ago, 2019, and then little did I know that there's a lot of counterfeit textbooks that exist in the market because they were shipped over from India. So even if you go to Goodwill, there's a chance you'll pick up a counterfeit book. I accidentally sold a few of those and then got my account shut down. Wasn't able to sell the books anymore. Thought it was smart to open a new account and sell the books on, and then did that a few times. And Amazon said, you have 4 accounts. They're all linked together. You're finagling the system. They thought I was a master counterfeiter. I probably had like logins from my VAs overseas. So Amazon sees me as like an overseas person selling counterfeit items. So they don't like me. They don't listen to my appeals. And so, yeah, I've had to partner with, friends to sell on their Amazon accounts now. And I don't really have my own Amazon account because I never got it back.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get my account back, but I'm not going to sit around and hold my breath. And I think that if I sat down and talked to Jeff Bezos or anyone with a brain at Amazon, they would look at my situation and be like, oh, okay, you obviously didn't do this on purpose.
Yeah.
You didn't sell counterfeits, but you did
That's
sell
not how
counterfeits.
Amazon works, though. You're dealing with half an algorithm, half a moron.
Yeah. Then the thing is, I actually like got one account back, and we completely settled on like the whole counterfeit issue. And like I paid the law firm representing the brand, the textbook brand that said the books were counterfeit. Amazon approved the appeal, but then the algorithm kicked back in and linked all the accounts together. And because like one account was free, that was the main problem account, but then they linked the other accounts. And so it doesn't even make sense. Like, so they forgave me for the original sin, but then they linked all the accounts back together. And so it's just algorithms going crazy. So whoever solves this problem for me is going to get a huge speaking spot in Miami. Like I want, and dude, with this Section 3 stuff going on right now, like everybody's freaking out about selling on Amazon. Like we need a reliable service that people can trust. And there's some type of refund policy. And Riverbend wasn't that for me. Seller Basics told me no. Seller Basics was, they were like, you're screwed. And I'm like, thank you for that, at least. Thank you for telling me that. But
did you look at Jeff Schick? Have you heard of Jeff Schick?
Yeah, it didn't work out for me either.
Gotcha. Okay.
He's good for like Nike stuff, I've heard, but you got to realize like dealing with a used counterfeit claim is much different than a new counterfeit claim. Like Jeff's approach is upload invoices, etc. Whereas if you have a used counterfeit claim, you can't upload a Goodwill receipt.
Right.
So, and everyone listening, like if you're selling books, you don't have to worry about it because newer accounts can't sell textbooks. So like you're safe from everything I'm talking about. But I had my account back from 2017, so I could sell textbooks. And then I proactively searched for accounts that could keep selling textbooks. And eventually, like now restricted inventory, we sell all of our textbooks on an account that's approved to sell them by the brand and by Amazon. They both know about it. And so if you guys send textbooks to restrictedinventory.com, that's why we can still sell them because we got approval. So, speaking of restrictedinventory.com, we actually will never take more than a 50% cut now. So I don't, do you ever sell books, Cody?
I have a failed bulk book operation.
Okay.
So
you scan a textbook, you're restricted in it. Previously, you would have to pay for shipping or restricted inventory. And if it sold for $100 profit, you would keep 50. We keep 50. Now what we do is we cover shipping up front, but we still split it. We still charge you on the back end. We basically front the shipping charge. So you can ship it to us at no cost. Then if you sell for $100 profit, the most we ever keep is $20. So we take our $20 cut and you keep $80. So that's something we just released. We're working on updating the formula.
Yeah, I think consignments, that's a cool thing. My friend Max, I do consignment with him. We sent a pallet of tractor manuals to him a while back, and I think
he would love that. You talking about Common Grounds?
Yeah,
dude, he's like the most passionate bookseller I know. Like he truly loves books. Like I had him on the pod. He sold a $5,000 book on eBay, I think, and
It's crazy.
He said like every week or two he sells like $1,000 plus book.
I believe it.
Which
Have
is crazy.
you been to his house?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I thought he mentioned that. Yeah. Dude is the most legit person. Like,
Yeah.
he is exactly what he says he is all
Yep.
the way through. And he has the new Patreon thing too. Which
Yeah. For anyone, I'll link the podcast below. Like if you guys are interested in learning how to flip rare books, or just like you come across a bunch of old books and you're like, I know these are worth money. We have someone in the community that we just send pictures to. We FaceTime him. He's open to anyone reaching out to him. So I'll link that interview below, and it has his contact info.
Such a cool guy.
And
You know what I think? I think if someone had a bunch of time, an eBay consignment business for not the stuff that he wants, not the antiquarian fancy books, but just like the Harry Potter sets and the different things like that. We had an eBay store. I mean, we have one. We have like 2,000 items or something listed, but it's just kind of coasting. We're not really, driving it. But like, if somebody were passionate about books, and like the guy that he partners with, Cody, the book guy, like those bulk book guys, they just throw away books almost. Like it's just recycled. Whatever the cheapest way to get rid of them is. If you could find somebody that was passionate, or not even passionate, just like had the infrastructure to lot those up and sell them, you could make a ton of money that way. Like book sets are selling on eBay all day long, but like Max doesn't want to mess with that crap. Like he wants like fancy, like the stuff that I sent him were tractor manuals, and then like Chinese books, and like the higher dollar stuff like that. But so much opportunity. There's opportunity everywhere, man. Like if you live below the poverty level, whatever that line is where you're at, if you live below that, which I was born into that, I came from foster care, like the low end of society. You can work your way out of it by reselling crap on the internet. eBay, Amazon, Facebook, sell it on Mercari, sell it on your Twitter feed. Like it doesn't matter. You can get so much crap for free almost and resell it for, just amazing margins. And anybody could make like 50 or 60K a year doing this business.
Yeah. Like, what's your roadmap for like a broke Cody, like I guess 10 years ago, and he doesn't know anything about selling on Amazon, foster child. He's coming to you. He's like, dude, what do I sell? What do I do?
Yeah. First of all, I think you get a job, right? You get some kind of income flowing in, whether it's Uber or something like that, or, pick a, whatever job you want to do. Work 30, 40 hours a week doing the job. And then the other
get a job at Amazon, start working in the warehouse, get used to the product.
Whatever. Yeah. I mean, everybody's paying $15 an hour. Everybody is. And so you take that, you take that money, you live on as little of it as possible. You reinvest that into learning how to sell on Amazon. Every second of the day that you're not working, watch videos on YouTube, watch free content, watch Romer's podcast, or watch whatever you can get your hands on. People like me, I'll actually profit 6 figures this year from selling crap on the internet, from selling freaking like just random crap. Like, what the heck is this? Like, it's just random crap. So you find out what's that stuff that you should resell. You're not going to have enough money in the beginning, and that sucks, right? Because you're starting from the bottom. But then you get on the Freebie Alerts app. There's literally there's this app. Let me see if I can pull it up quickly. Freebie Alerts app, and I don't want to give you my address here. Look at this. I don't know if you can see this. Freaking crap. It's just free. You just go and pick this stuff up. Yeah. Like those chairs right there, they sell for $20 a piece. Easy on Facebook. That little bike, like all this stuff. And then like you'll hit some home runs where you'll get like an entire home gym or stuff like that. And you go and you pick it up and then you sell it back on Facebook. You could probably make $1,000 a week just doing that. Like if you were just full-time sniping the rich dummy neighborhoods in your area, you could go from zero, like you can make some real money doing that. So then you just stack cash and you start buying inventory. In the beginning, I think books are an amazing way to start. You go to thrift stores and you scan 100 books, you're going to find one that's a $5 or $6.
1,000. That's my rule. Like people, they scan 200 books and like I didn't find anything, or they're like, I scanned 200 books and I found 4. Well, scan 2,000 books, which is totally possible in a couple of hours. Yeah, and you'll find 40. If the source sucks and only 2% of the books are good, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's like the worst kind of, like maybe 1% are good. That's still 10 books for every 1,000 you scan.
Yep.
And you can scan 1,000 books an hour, if not more, if you scan
Agreed.
fast.
Yeah.
And so the math still works out. 10 books at $10 profit each, you're still making $100 an hour.
Totally possible.
Yeah.
And is it it's Reezy. Reezy
Mhm.
says, be a Swiss Army knife. And I did this. I walked this, life. I sold used shoes and used books. If I ever find myself in a situation where I don't have money again, used shoes and used books,
Yep.
tons of freaking like just you can't even really understand. Like you go to a Goodwill, you look at every pair of used shoes, look at what the solds are for the last 30 days on eBay. You're gonna find shoes that you can buy for $6 and sell for $36, and it's repeatable. Then you just go to the
Mhm.
next thrift store, and then while you're there, you're a Swiss Army knife. You got this blade, and then you have this other blade where you can go over and look at the books for Amazon.
Yeah.
You just walked into Goodwill. The lady beside you spent, $15 on some stupid thing. You spent $100 on used shoes and used books, and you made like $400 or $500 when it all sells.
Yeah.
You make money. You just make money. You just learn the business, get a little bit better every day, and then you reinvest that towards buying arbitrage stuff.
Yep.
Pay attention. Everybody thinks you need to join a bolo group, and I love bolo group. I run a bolo group. I think they're great. But all these groups are bragging on their public social media about what they're talking. Like, go look at their social media and see what they're selling, and then they're bragging about we got this doll for blah blah blah, and then just go and look at everybody selling the doll. Then you have their entire storefront. You have their entire list of ASINs, and pay attention to what comes new on their store, what comes new on their eBay store. You have free leads for life, and then
Yep.
you just you pay attention. You start to learn the business, learn the cycles, learn the different things. I told you about a store in your area that I think you should loop. I probably don't say it, but like, that's a huge opportunity, and you learn that the life cycle of how that store's sales works, and you game their points and their customer, whatever. You can make a lot of money reselling.
Yep.
Pretty excited about it.
So we have people listening. They're like, all right, fuck it. I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna buy used books, used shoes, used items, flip them on Amazon and eBay. By the way, anyone who wants to go through, I have a 5-day workshop, 100% free. It's on YouTube. I'll link that below. Go through that. It'll show you how to sell books. I recommend making a goal of spending $500 to $1,000 a month on books. You can literally turn that 1,000 into 4,000 or 5,000 pretty quickly. So once you get money coming back in, let's say you get to the point where you got 10, 20K stacked up in the bank just from flipping used books on Amazon, which by the way is still a huge opportunity. I think there's actually less people doing it than before. Like I went out here in Nashville, dude, I made $500 profit in a few hours. So they do that. They get their money right. They got about 10K stacked up. What do you recommend they do with that? Because you went from, thrifting to the next level. Can you kind of walk us through like the mechanics of what that looks like? Like you're buying from places that sell items new. You're doing not doing too much online arbitrage, but a lot of retail arbitrage. So kind of walk us through like what app are you using? What are you looking for sales rank wise? How much are you spending a day? Like give people an idea of what they can expect with that.
Yeah, our goal for November is to spend $30,000 on inventory. That's our goal. Last month, I don't know the number, but last month we probably spent a little over half that. Like it's a big goal for us to spend that much. But yeah, buying used books at Goodwill is a totally different business model than buying new crap, but I mean, literally you find something like this, and you're just going to open your seller app. I use Seller Amp because they sent me a free t-shirt and I really like those guys, but
free t-shirts.
Yeah, send me a hat or a t-shirt or whatever. I'm wearing that.
Hey, we're going to get you a go-to lister t-shirt then.
Yeah, send it. Yeah, so that you literally just scan it and then you look it up. Here, let me pull it up on Seller App. That way you can see the whatever. You figure out, can I make money on this? If I buy this for what it costs, can I make money on it? And so then you just scan your barcode here. And you look at the metrics. Can you make money on this? The reason, can you see that? No.
Yeah, go back a little bit. Turn your brightness down.
Oh, here, let me just turn my ring light thing off. I bet that'll help.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see on here, this is not profitable, hence why it's on my shelf over here. But it has a 1K rank. So the way the rank works is the low number one product is the lowest rank possible. So number one is the best, in theory, and then number two is the second best product, and so on and so forth. So this being the 1,000 rank in toys category means it's selling a lot of units. Reason you can't make money on this is because Amazon's in stock. You can see the keep a chart on the app here. Learning to read that stuff, matters.
Yep.
But I think the easiest way to get into arbitrage is with retail arbitrage. The margins are just so sexy. There's a lot of people that are trying to make money from their computers. They're trying to live the laptop lifestyle or whatever. And, kudos to those guys. I do some online arbitrage. I mean, probably 20% of my business or something. Like we do okay with it. But where I'm making my money is retail arbitrage. If you're willing to go into a store, pick crap up, take it somewhere and send it to Amazon, that's where you get into 50-60% ROI stuff, and sometimes home run stuff. 200% ROI is not uncommon. Like that happens. And so you're buying this piece of candy or pair of shoes. Let's see, I don't want to scan over there. Or this toy set or whatever. You just can't get it online anywhere. Kohl's is out of stock. Everybody's out of stock. Only place you can buy it online is from Scalper Cody, who's willing to go into the store and pick the set up. An example, one thing I'm selling, I'm buying for $79.99. I'm getting store points on it. I'm getting credit card points on it when I buy it, and then I'm selling it for $175. And I've sold like 19 this month or something. And it's a solid freaking flip. Like you're making good money, and there's no way to OA it really. You can't online arbitrage that play, and so that's at the store I told you, by the way. So you go and you find more of those, and my plan is this has been my business plan for years. I have a list of 100 ASINs, and I'm constantly developing it. You develop this list your whole life. You join Discords, you flirt with people, you get to you network with people, you join group chats, because
use that little Southern accent.
yeah, you get one more ASIN on that, and it could increase your your bottom line significantly. And so we don't use a ton of credit. We're trying to be as close to cash as possible. But I mean, if I were willing to use credit, I think I could spend $100,000 a day. And so I think the opportunity is endless.
So is there like a category you focus on?
I think you should. I think a lot of the YouTube guys say, just sell whatever sells, you whatever category. I think that's okay if you're a generalist, but as you get good,
Dude, I agree with you 100%. Like, there's something weird with Amazon. There's two things going on. If you sell a different category, like even if you feel like you understand Keepa to the core, and you're really good at understanding sales rank, and like you look at the sales rank graph for different categories, dude, there's just something a little bit off when you switch categories. That's number one, is just the understanding of, sales rank's different for different categories, and
totally different.
Different categories have like variations. Like shoes have like 20 variations for one listing. And it's just different than books, and it's different than health. It's different from beauty, totally. And the other thing though, what I've noticed is Amazon will give you buy box more in the categories that you sell more frequently. And I think this is a really underrated thing, but I've noticed that like once you get momentum in a category or even a brand, they really trust you with it. Whereas if you're brand new, they're not going to let you buy box, from my experience. If you're always jumping categories left and right, those two things, you're not even going to understand the category. And then Amazon's probably not going to like you as much and trust you selling the category. So both of those are going to result in lower sales.
Yeah, I think there's probably something to that. You could do it all, and I think you can get sales, but I think you're right. I think there's probably something in the algorithm that's like, yeah, that's the toy guy. We trust him with toys. And then I come out of
it just makes sense.
I start selling lotion that has 2 sellers on it or something.
If I was Amazon, I would put the most reliable sellers at the front. I would give them the buy box. I would make sure they get the most sales. What's a reliable seller? I don't care what people say about feedback. I don't care what people say about how long you've been on Amazon. I think the number one indicator of a reliable seller is how many products have you sold within that brand and within that category that have not gotten returned and customers are happy.
Yeah,
Through
delivered on
feedback, whatever, like they probably care more about like back end metrics like refund rates. Like, oh, if one seller has a bunch of 5 stars, but his refund rate's higher, he's not going to buy box as much
Yeah.
as the person who has, a bunch of 1-star reviews because maybe he just got unlucky, but his refund rate's lower. That guy, I guarantee you, is going to buy box over the other guy. Like, it just, like, that's got to be how it is. That's what I've noticed, at least. Like, I've had multiple Amazon accounts, and I've had accounts that have like 70% feedback, buy box, much more than my 95%
I've seen
feedback.
that too. Yeah. I've seen that. I think, you draw a circle around yourself, and everything inside the circle is what you can control, and everything outside the circle, you just can't control it. And so deliver your crap on time. Don't drop ship stuff and make stupid mistakes. Don't don't sell it if you don't have it. Don't cancel stuff because you're shipping templates wrong. Control what you can control. I think the algorithm will reward you over time.
100%. You just reminded me, I got a FBM order I got to ship out today.
Nice.
I sold it last week. I don't really, I usually use prep centers, but I have it at my house and I sold it Wednesday. I got to get that out today.
These I got to ship out today. You're gonna laugh. Oh, you're from Tennessee. You may really laugh. Let's see. Shoot, how to open this? All right, so it's Crocs. Cowboy boots with the Spurs.
That's some country ass shit.
Yep. Metrics on these, I bought them for $120, and then I got a second pair half off. And then I got some Rakuten and
is that a hard ungate for Crocs?
I'm sorry?
Is that a hard ungate to get ungated?
It's not that hard. Yeah, no, go to Kohl's or somewhere. Like you can ungate Crocs. At one point, we were doing a bunch of. If you look back on my Instagram, you can see me with just I used to post public stuff, buggy fulls of Crocs, just like mountains of them. I like that. I like that brand.
Nice.
Yeah, now they're getting into hype crap like this. Pay attention. Another hack is just like pay attention to what people are talking about on TikTok and Instagram. Like, what are influencers wearing? What are Reddit threads about?
That's
like,
great.
pay attention to culture. Because if you pay attention to culture, you can be so much further ahead than some of the, just people that aren't paying attention. I think a lot of people get real bogged down with just lead list and, just data. If you just use your brain a little bit and, think about it, not like a YouTuber, like not like a YouTube reseller. Like I say that just because that I'm in that culture and like I'm watching stuff and I see that, but like just think about it like a dumb average person. Like, what do you think would be selling? And then just Google it and say, here's a Google for you. What are the top 10 toys for Christmas in 2023?
Don't assume all the people online have all the answers. Like, start thinking for yourself.
Yes.
And
that's what I'm trying to say.
You'll be an independent thinker and you'll come up with better decisions. You'll learn faster. You won't be a sheep just following the herd.
Yeah. There's a ton of opportunity out there, and it's not all Kohl's clearance. If you flip just Kohl's clearance apparel onto FBA, like that's one way to do it. But like there's so many different ways. I've dipped my toe into private label this year. It's not successful so far, but it's a you put 5 or 10% of your energy and just try it and see what happens. And I've learned so much from it. So I'll let you know in 10 years if
that leads me to my next question. What's your biggest failure selling on Amazon?
We had a failed bulk book operation that was nasty. It was just brutal. We had probably saying it out loud doesn't sound like bad, but I mean, my memories of this place are just terrible. Like just sitting, just scanning books because I thought I would be able to get labor and I couldn't get labor, and so we had put all the money into inventory. We had put all the money into getting the pallets delivered. We had the warehouse overhead, which we didn't need for OAR. Like if you look around, I do this crap in my basement. I don't need a warehouse, and yeah, it was a massive failure. And it ended with me hiring a junk removal company to come and just clean it out. And I never looked back. I will never do bulk books again. So.
Yeah. What did you learn from that? What was the lesson you took away?
Focus most of your attention and your capital on great opportunities, not good opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
If you have limited capital, which most of us do, and if you have limited time, which most of us do, all of us do, don't focus on the good opportunities if you know there are great opportunities. Like, don't do it just because.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I did it. And we made some money. We probably lost money overall. we lost a lot of money. But I know I lost so much time, from what I could be building, my core business, which is, just trying to do 1% growth month over month, learning, building, developing that list of 100 ASINs that I can, really, drive revenue through. So,
What's a common myth about selling on Amazon?
I think a common myth, I think that it's hard to find inventory to sell. It's hard to find leads. I've been finding leads for myself and for other people for years now, and I can confidently say, if you just sit down for an hour and just do focused work looking for that information, like, it's out there, it's widely available. And if you have Keepa, like, you can just get leads like constantly. Like, there's just great leads just constantly everywhere. And so I think, a lot of people say, I just don't know what to sell. I just don't know what to sell. And it's like, you haven't started an Amazon account yet, have you? And it's like, no, I haven't. I think that's something that holds people back. Like, almost nobody is putting out there what they're selling and buying. And so, you either assume it's Colombian drugs, or you think, Stanley's, because some guy posted about Stanley's on publicly, but it's not that. Like, you would be surprised at how common the stuff that we're selling is. Like, it's not this crazy hard thing to find.
Yeah. In your opinion, what's the most important personality trait / strength someone would need to be a successful Amazon seller?
Yeah, I would say work ethic. As much as you want to outsource everything and have it all figured out and like a done for you thing, like, it's just, in my experience, that's not how it's worked. There have been long hours, long hard work, just dogged having to just show up and do it again and show up and do it again. And you can outsource it, like Warner Fields talks about on his YouTube channel. Like, he's getting down to like an hour a day of work, which is amazing. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's so impressive to me. Especially, doing the volume he's doing and talking about, like, that's so impressive. But where I'm at, I'm not solving for time. I'm solving for growing my cash on hand month over month. And, and doing that.
Caleb Roth, the book flipper, he always used to say, do you have more time or money? And if you have more time, put the work in. Go out, scan thousands of books a week, turn your capital. Because if you don't have a lot of money, why would you put $1,000 in online arbitrage product when you could put $1,000 in used books and turn it into 5,000?
Yeah.
It's just like, put the 5 fucking hours in that it takes to actually, it would probably take you like a good 15, 20 hours to spend $1,000 on used books. But that 15 or 20 hours, you're trading your time for money versus spending $1,000 on some leads that might fucking, not even work out. And this whole selling on Amazon thing doesn't work. I guarantee if you spend $1,000 on used books, there's zero chance that you're failing. I guarantee you that. Starting out. That's why it's the best way to get started.
That's a strong statement. I like that. I think,
I guarantee it. You scan you buy $1,000 worth of used books, you scan with Scout IQ. 0% chance it goes wrong. Yeah. You guys can test me on that. That's my guarantee. I'm not selling you a course. I'm just telling you, go out to work, and I have a free course, starthumble.com, or below. You can check it out. Last question. Miami Sellers Conference. What was your favorite part about it, and what are you excited for this year?
I don't know if you
Boxing
remember.
match?
I was in the hot seat the first year.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah. That was intense. I think the biggest takeaway,
Should we do that again?
I'm sorry.
Should we do that again? The hot seats? You like that?
Yes, yeah, no, that was awesome. You should
Yeah,
totally
we
do
should
that.
do that. We should get a hot seat with the OA community. Maybe get
Yeah,
like Warner and Miles to break people down. And then we could watch me. Amazon's coming this year, so we could have him do the wholesale guys. And then, yeah.
that's intense. You know, you're looking face to face with you know, people literally doing tens of millions of dollars of
Yeah.
what you're doing. And you know, Alex Hormozy says that if somebody's beating you, it's because they're better than you. You know,
Yeah.
like that. You know, and that's what's going on.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I had some specific advice that I got that helped me, but the biggest takeaway, hands down, that I had, you had Alex. What was his name? Is
Alexis.
Alexis? Yeah. That guy probably changed my life at the Miami Sellers Conference, because when he talked about his business,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of opened my mind to viewing business a little bit differently, because you know, it's not binary for him. Like and that's what I think up to that point I had thought it's win or lose, but for him it was just, you know, we have all of these different things going on and we've built them the right way. And so if, you know, this Amazon gets shut down, it's like what you've said before, it's figure outable. You know, like you just put your energy into whatever. Like I have a plan for how I will continue to have similar income, growing income, even if Amazon went down. And you know, that was that was largely from, you know, watching how he's built his business. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I love having like the different speakers like that, because almost everyone who's listening to this doesn't know who Alexis is.
Right.
He's a savage, you know? And so we're actually going to invite a couple other people like that this year. I like bringing the people out. Thousand Asins, he's actually kind of building his name in the community, but for a while, like nobody knew about him.
Right.
Like I like bringing him because it's like, here's this guy that doesn't have a social media
Get
presence.
him to break somebody down. That's a great idea. That guy.
Definitely.
Yeah, doing a hot seat with somebody like that, where it's just like there's just this overwhelming success, and you know, like he knows the business, like he knows the business.
Yeah,
like absolutely. I think you should do that.
Yeah. I like bringing Amazon sellers who aren't selling courses, and aren't really good at the social media side, because if you're a little bit too polished on the social media side, like myself and like other YouTubers, it almost seems like we're trying to sell the opportunity too much. And I like bringing people in who suck at social media. They're introverted, but they're doing like 10 million a year on Amazon. People in, because then it's like, all the limiting beliefs that people have about selling on Amazon are instantly broken, because they're seeing somebody who is just like not like a YouTube personality at all. And they're like, holy shit, like there's actually people doing it. So
I'm in a group chat with 3 people, and they don't have social media, or not a reseller social media, and you would never know it, and they're just killing it. Like they're doing just crazy volume. They're living their day, like their life day in and day out is just building an Amazon business, and they have no interest in talking about it on social media. And there's a lot of people like that. And the opportunity is real, and it's not just the flashy people making content about it. Like the community goes way deeper than you think it does. And you know this, you know, some of these people, like they're killing it. Like they're making like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month, and they're not talking about it. And they think,
I was just talking to Rakin yesterday, Steve Rakin, and he's like, when somebody, we're actually talking about something a little bit different, but it's like when somebody posts on social media about like an opportunity or about something they're selling, and then they stop posting and they're just silent, it means they made a bunch of money doing that thing. And like, it's just like, they're done. Like, so pay attention for that.
There's something there. Yeah.
Y'all can get tickets to MiamiSellersConference.com. They're the cheapest price they'll ever be. Go check it out. You can see the speaker lineup there. Thank you so much, Cody, for coming on. You got a few different socials. Cody does Amazon. Cody is _, right? Cody _ does _ Amazon on IG. We'll link all your socials below as well. Go slide in his DMs, ladies. Or actually, no, he's not single.
I'm super married.
Super married. But slide in his DMs with any questions you got. And remember, this podcast is sponsored by GoToLister.
The number one thing I love about it most is it helps me list and process my items that much faster. And as you know, if you want to grow your Amazon business, speed is the name of the game. If you're thinking about selling on Amazon, or you're already selling and you want to be able to grow your business quicker, definitely check out GoToLister. Appreciate you, Avery, for creating the software, and it's really helping me grow my business. Much love.
That's the fastest listening software on the planet, and we're really working on a lot. We have net profit reports coming soon. So just like Inventory Lab has net profit, we're going to have that soon. And we're working hard on it. So anyone that wants a free trial, head on over to gotolister.com. Put your credit card in. We won't charge you until your 14-day trial is over with. But we're super excited for that. So it's the fastest listening software, helps you list and ship items, get them out the door. Good for everything, not just books. And yeah, so that's GoToLister, baby. Thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. See you guys.
Yeah. Peace.